Okay, today is September 28, 2015. Let's take a look at the market and then do a little follow-up on some of the stock that we covered on the weekend video. First of all, let's just go and look to some of the stat on the breadth here. You can see that the up-down volume, basically the advance and decline volume here in the New York Stock Exchange. This is like 18 to 1. In favor of the decline, right? The down volume, and then it's about 9 to 1 on the Nasdaq. So it's pretty bad today, in terms of the down volume over the up volume ratio here. Okay, I know a lot of people just look at the pure number, but the more important thing is the ratio, the up down volume ratio instead of just the pure number. Although today is a little bit heavy. Right, because last week some of those up day and down day we were seeing somewhere around 3.5, a little bit over 3 billion shares. So today we got about 4.3 on the in the New York Stock Exchange, and also you see that the new high, the new low is expanding again, is coming back up to close to 500. Remember the day August 24, we got 1335 here on the number new 52-week low. So we got to watch that number here. And in the Nasdaq, it was 360. So you can see also the advanced decline. Total share traded, total issues traded, 3256 in the New York Stock Exchange, and 2062 decline, and only 335 advanced. So it's pretty much like a wipeout. You don't even have 500 issue in advance. So you can see there's a lot of blood on the street today. Although that the Dow Jones is down 300 points, right? So and the S&P is close to 50. We take a look at the S&P a bit later. So that's a little bit of the stat here. And if we take a look at the market breadth here on the chart that I sometimes post here, you can see that the down volume just keep on expanding as the day progresses, and also the advanced decline. So essentially getting more issue declining than advancing. So we didn't get any turn at all. And the other thing is also the tick. This is the tick, on the intraday basis. You don't take a look at the end of day. The end of day is a little bit misleading. What we primarily looking on the tick, at least I do, is the you can see today here's the zero line here. So mostly it's in the negative side, and then once you get down to 500 or so, then you got some sell program coming in, and then when it get up to 800 or below, really kick in some of the major sell program. When you get to 1,000 or so, or below 1,000, then there's big selling. So you can see in the New York Stock Exchange today, there's quite a number of time that it went below 1,000, went below minus 1,000, and I got a dash line here that kind of separates the minus 800 at the 800 level. So you could also see there's quite a few that is sitting at the getting down in between the 800 and 1,000. And here down here is the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq is also been hovering all negative most of the time, and you can see here there's none. Not a single spike up to the 800. At least on the New York Stock Exchange, there's a couple of them got close to 800. A couple of buy program coming in, and there's a few, buy program here going on. But if you look at the Nasdaq, it's really kind of, pretty bad today. That's why you see it's been down. The Nasdaq is, down 2.87% today, over 121 points. So you can see the reason why, or some of the activity going on in terms of the selling. Okay, so that's the basic breadth picture here for today. So let's go and take a look at the indexes right now, starting off with the S&P 500. Remember on the S&P 500 this weekend, we're talking about this potential ban here. Right, we're looking at this possible trading ban. That was one of the scenario, and the key level to watch was that this 1913, 1914 level, and this 1993 1994 level here, and we're saying if it can't hold this thing, then it's chances are it's going to come down and test this, the October closing low, near this August close here, August low here. So today it came down, and see what the level is. It came down on the low is somewhere around 1879. So it's getting close to come down to this level here. Probably maybe see a bounce tomorrow, because it is 5 consecutive down there already. We got there was a little feeble attempt to get a little bit of that cat rally last Friday, but it wasn't able to hold. All right, so we might get a little bit here, maybe come back up. But again, if it come back up, this basically is going to be resistant right now. So it'll be probably come up and test this level again, and maybe resume back down and get a test on this level, because that seems to be where the market is trying to hit to, or is to at least get a little flush down here. So we'll see. I mean, anything is possible, right? Because it could easily just come up, and then the dip buyer or somebody come in and start buying it back up, and who knows, it might even take it back out of this band, right? Still don't count this one out yet. This 2040, I think it's still in play. It's just a matter of time. So we'll see. Once it break below this, then we go and we assess what are some of the potential for these levels to get hit, right? So, but right now we are still kind of looking at 1913.85 is the resistance, 1862.49 is the support. So we're basically looking at this 2 level now. Okay, all right, for the near term, for the short term here. Okay, and then if we take a look at this SPY, let me get the SPY on there, so we could take a look at the SPY here. Essentially, on the intraday basis, we're basically talking about this, this particular band here, on the S&P. Okay, so essentially it's this band here. All right. Okay, so you can see right now, kind of drawing out this little head and shoulder pattern today, and kind of post that on my Twitter stream today, and you can see that it broke to this head and shoulder baseline. Okay, and try to get down to this 186.27. Remember, we're talking about these level here. Okay, and try to get up here, and we're basically looking for support down here. So it seems to have broken through this and broke down this little bit of a head and shoulder, because it come up, didn't even get to 618. So it kind of retraced. So we might see a little bounce back up here to this 190.73 for another test. But again, we could get down here and get down to this 186. So if you look at the the head and shoulder major move, I got 161.8 here on an extension, and let me put in the 178. Let me put in 180 here, and then see what that looked like. Okay, so if it's 180, so you can see that it's coming down to this October low here, right? October close on this 80% move. Essentially, I'm doing a major move, down here for 80%, and this is the 100% mark. So you can see that it's getting close to this 181, 182 level on this head and shoulder. So kind of keep an eye on this pattern here to see how it play out. Again, if we get a bounce, we might get a bounce up here to this 190, 191 area, and then maybe work yourself back down here and tag this level for that major move. So we'll just keep an eye on that to see how that work out. And then we look at the NASDAQ. We said, NASDAQ, essentially we were looking at this level for support, right? And when we're saying if it can't get back above this level here, then the chances are we'll probably come down and test this level. So right now, want to see is it able to hold this. If it can't hold this, then it's going to come down and probably take out this October close, or at least retest that. So keep an eye again. Keep an eye on these levels. These resistance levels still in play. Okay, but the key here is this support now. If this support get broken, then we'd be looking at level down here. Okay, and then we also have the Russell 2000. We're saying that the Russell 2000 is coming down, right, due to the biotech. So it came down and it didn't hold this 1104, actually broken down, and we're talking about this H pattern breakdown. Right, so you can see this 127 extension is 1053, And if I let's go and so you can see that 1053 essentially this October 13 close back last October, somewhere around 1049. So we're probably looking at, again, if we get a bounce, maybe bounce up here and test this resistance, and then come down and maybe tag this 127 extension at 1053 or 1049. So it's basically somewhere around that 1050 area. Okay, now let's go and take a look at Apple. We were talking about Apple on last week on the weekend video. We're talking about that it was kind of showing some strength, recently, and been kind of holding on this trading band, and we're looking forward to maybe break above this 115.50 area, then get up at least take out this 117 and possibly get up to this 119. Right. So and the thing is, we're basically looking for this thing to maybe come down to this trend line and bounce. But right now it came down. Both this trend line is holding at this 50% level here, this 50% retracement, 112. So we need to keep an eye on this to see we'll be able to get back above. And if it's not, then we're basically looking for this thing to come down to this 107 or essentially this 105, 106 area. Okay, so we got to keep an eye on Apple here, although because it's trying to hold support here, so we kind of keep an eye on this, this 112 area. Okay, so and then the other one was Facebook. Right, so Facebook, we're talking about the possibility of coming down and retest this, maybe find support at this 91 area, and then look for possible long setup. Well, it just came right through, and right now it kind of seems to be sort of holding at this area here. Right, so it seems to be holding at this support level. We want to see, would it be able to hold support when it comes down here? Essentially right now it's sitting right here. Okay, so want to see, can it get back above this 190, this 91, because we're still looking at this channel here. Right, so until we did talk about there's a possibility that it could come down to this 85 area. Right, maybe work itself down to this this trend line here, and we're saying that the way things look now might be a little bit doubtful, but who knows? It seems to be a little bit more probable. Right, so things change. Right, so if we come down and break this level here, then all of a sudden, this this level is in play. Right, so we're just going to keep an eye on that. Let's see how Facebook kind of react after today. Got a little flush because we saw this coming, right? And we're looking for a possible bounce here, but it's just not getting a bounce today. So that's why in all these technical analysis, it doesn't forecast or it doesn't predict what it's going to do. It just kind of put out some scenario for us to look and to keep an eye on and then see how it play out. Right, so that's why it's not a crystal ball. If anybody tell you this TA stuff, these technical analysis is crystal ball and tell you this is what it's gonna do, it's just a bunch of BS, right? It's just that it might do that, it could do that, but not necessarily it will do that. Right? Okay, so that's Facebook, and we also look at Twitter. Remember, Twitter was saying that it's still coming down on this trend line here, still trying to get above. So it's not doing much today. If it get a bounce, it's still probably bump against this trend line here, and then maybe it can work itself back down. So, and then Amazon, we also look at Amazon. So we're talking about this channel. We basically was looking at it maybe break back above this and then work itself up to the previous high on this upper channel. Right, or if it break, we're basically looking at for it to come back down to this channel, which is maybe on the gap fill and possibly this 382. Right, so you can see that it came down to this supply channel. So we want to see, would it be able to hold within this channel? If we break this trend line here, then we got a bigger Fibonacci retracement. Right, so we're looking at this big retracement here, then this 618. So essentially, it's bringing it down to this 466. Right, 467 area. So kind of keep an eye on that. Essentially, is this level here. Right, so this level here. Okay, and then with the other one was Netflix. All right, Netflix again. We're looking at this wedge and coming down to test this line here, and then maybe break this wedge and then come down and hit this possibly this 50% retracement here somewhere around this 87 level. Okay, so still looking at that, and right now seems to getting to the apex here. So now it's just a matter of go come up or go down, because it got to break out of this this little triangle here. And if it's going to go up, then maybe it will come up and bump up against this resistance, maybe at this 110 area. Okay, so that's NFLX. And then we got Google. All right, so Google will basically also was looking at that possibility of either break above, or come down and to this trend line here. And if we break this line here, we're basically looking at it to come back down to somewhere around this 282 extension, somewhere around 605, or this particular low here. Okay, then finally Tesla. We also look at Tesla here, so you can see that Tesla booked this 254. Okay, so basically looking for maybe a possibility to get down to this area here, this 238 to 235, somewhere around here. If it continue to come back down here, because we're looking at this little channel, maybe bump up to here, to this 271. If we could take out this 271, then we say that it could, maybe work itself up to the 282. But right now it broke this support level here. So if we get a bounce, it might come up and test this for support. But right now, I wouldn't be surprised that it's going to come down and try to get down to this, this Fibonacci retracement here. And let me put this up, and we'll see. So essentially, it's this big retracement here. So it's a 618, and essentially bring it back down to this 190 area, or essentially the that August low here. Okay, so kind of keep that in mind, because this still could be a more like a forming a little bit of a head and shoulder pattern as well, or you could look at it this way. Okay, so there's actually two ways to look at it. You could say this is the left shoulder, and then this way here's the head, and then here come another, this is the right shoulder. So you got a neckline here breaking this thing down. Okay, so and if we take a look at the major move here, let me get the tool here. We could do this. So the approximate is somewhere around here, right? If it's more, the 80%. And let me get that 80% here. Okay, so so it's come down to this level here, about 118, essentially this particular level here. Okay, so if we get this head and shoulder pattern, if we do this major move, okay, and then finally looking at that IBB ETF, you can see that it's also this thing just come down, continue to slide, right? And we're talking about, this H pattern breakdown, and we're looking at maybe a possibility of coming down to this 251 if we get this H pattern breakdown, right? Okay, because you can see that it came up to this retracement here, this 382, and then it just came back down. So wasn't able to get out of this retracement zone. Okay, so that's it. Good luck.